And punitive sentences in Bahrain. Medics are jailed for up to 15 years for allegedly supporting anti-government protests. Now, in Bahrain today, a military court sentenced a group of medics to up to 15 years in prison. They had treated anti-government demonstrators during protests earlier this year, but were found guilty on charges that included inciting the overthrow of the government and provoking sectarian hatred. Human rights groups say they were only performing their medical duties by treating protesters. The BBC's Richard Galpin has this.
It was back in February that Bahrain's majority Shiite Muslim population took to the streets of the capital. They demanded more rights and freedom from the kingdom's Sunni rulers. But within weeks came this brutal response from the authorities. Using force to clear the main square, at least 30 people were reported killed and hundreds injured. They were treated in the capital's main hospital. And it was here that the 20 doctors all worked, who've now been given long prison sentences, found guilty amongst many other charges of occupying their own hospital.
They, like I said, were involved with the hardline protesters who asked and sought regime change. They basically attempted a coup d'etat. And no one is above the law, neither if you're a doctor or a nurse or a member of the royal family. The law has to stick and apply to everybody in the country.
But opposition groups and human rights campaigners have condemned the court's verdicts, describing them as ludicrous and saying the doctors were simply carrying out their medical duties.
During the protest, casualties, injured staffs, and those doctors trying to do their job perfectly, independently, without any relation to this part or the other part.
The authorities were quick to dismantle the monument in the central square, which had been the focus of the protests until the crackdown. And now the Sunni leadership is also succeeding in removing anyone it believes to have had any connection with the protest movement. Richard Galpin, BBC News.